All right, what's up, everybody? We are Davis fam. We are Regal Radio fam. This is Kyle Means, producer of the D and Davis Show, editor of WeAreRegalRadio.com. I'm here at the world famous Leaders store here on Madison Avenue, Madison Street, Chicago, Illinois. All the dopest gears here, Leaders, including what you see right here, African American College Alliance. Made by my owned and made by my man Chris Latimer right here.
What's up, y'all?
In town, a special pop-up, 2-day pop-up. He's been here since Thursday. Here all day Thursday, here all day today, Friday, showing off the wares. It is, what, the 25th anniversary?
25th anniversary, yes, sir.
Celebrating the 25th anniversary of this historic clothing line. If you go back to the 90s like I do, you know what these clothes are. You've seen these clothes on your favorite hip-hop acts, favorite actors, athletes, representing really the historically black college and universities here in America. Some of the dopest clothes that have ever been in hip-hop.
Wow, thank you, brother.
Yeah, for real, man. Everybody knows. Like I said, if you go back as far as I go back, we know you, and it's just real dope to see these clothes back in style and see you trying to get it going again.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, it's an honor to do it. I mean, it's a passion project. You know, being put in a position as a black man to work for a company that you're eventually able to purchase is hopefully a game changer to everybody that's watching out there. But at the same time, from a spiritual aspect, man, it just feels really good. You know what I'm saying? Especially to be pushing education, you know, selling a quality product, you know, just not something that you can buy anywhere, you know, a well-made product, and be a black man doing it in these times is God's hand.
And you mentioned being a part of it and working up and eventually owning it. How did that process come about?
Well, I mean, I used to be a big promoter of parties and events. So back in the day, when AACA started, I wasn't there at the beginning when it first started, and I came on as the director of marketing and promotions, and I had a lot of relationships. So I put the product on all the hot rappers, all over television, every place you see it at. That was me. From Bobby Brown's Humping Around to LL Cool J wearing it at Bill Clinton's inauguration in 1992.
Wow.
You know, that was me putting the product out there and making it happen. Of course, with the help of some stylists and some great people out there and people I have relationships with. And that was the early days. And from there, the company changed hands a few times. And then I finally acquired it 2 years ago. I purchased it. And now here we are, you know what I'm saying? And now for the first time, well, for the second time, the brand is 100% black owned.
Yeah, that's real big, being black owned, because it seems like, you know, nowadays a lot of people are really on the watch for things that are culturally authentic,
right,
and that are, you know, black owned.
As they should.
We want to support our own.
Right.
And it's, you know, not, you know, any culture vulture stuff where it's people from outside who don't understand owning stuff that reflects our culture.
Right. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you know, I know the culture vulture thing is real sensitive. I know there's a lot of opportunities, you know, for us to surpass the culture vultures. But at the same time, you know, I'm just a firm believer that men are men, right? A good person that owns a brand, that understands he's taking money from us and gives back, you know, that's a human, right? There's humanity there.
Definitely.
So I'm really kind of, you know, perspective-wise, I'm definitely getting my revolutionary mindset on, you know, but at the same time, there's some good people out there that empower us to get where we need to be. I mean, you think about it, like Leaders carries Nikes, Adidas, you know, those accounts ain't easy to get. You know, for a black man to have those accounts, you know, they ain't come from another black man straight up. Right. So there's somebody to thank on that end for giving them a shot to do what they got to do. But I feel as a black man that 75% of your closet should be bought from our people, hands down. Whether it's your socks, your drawers, you know, they making shoes in Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying? Wherever, you know, you got an opportunity to purchase, you know, you should have that on, without a doubt.
You mentioned the bond with leaders being a black-owned company as well, a leader at the forefront of streetwear movement in Chicago for a long time now. What brought you to bringing your clothes here, connecting with leaders and bringing your clothes here?
That's easy. One word: family.
Right.
Before leaders, before Reebok, before any of these other brands, me, Corey, and Diego were family. First and foremost, we've been family through all these years. There hasn't been anything that's been able to separate us as family. Actually, as we grew older and started having families, we became more family. So, I mean, I'm here because I'm here with family. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, at the same time, I know that my brand is noisy and I know what it's going to be. And I want people in Chicago to remember where it started out at. That it was right here in Leeds.
I gotta bring this up right quick because we're in Chicago.
No question.
You came out with the Chicago State joint.
Yes.
And you was you really killed it with this one. I remember this coming out online like a couple weeks ago or so. People saw it and went wild. Like,
right.
You know, like I said, we rep Chicago hard. You know, everybody here we rep Chicago hard, and Chicago State is a university that a lot of people have ties to, even if you didn't go there.
Right.
You know, you probably knew people that went there or people who taught there. And, you know, it's a place that is in the hood, it's in the middle of the South Side, and it's a place that's close to our hearts. And it really is like a black, you know, a historically black institution.
No question.
So, could you just speak about developing this part of the line and, you know, what Chicago State means as part of this?
Well, first of all, bringing Chicago State out, you know, I don't want to sit here and tell you with some science to it. It was easy because Chicago State was one of our top 5 sellers, hands down, of the brand back in the early 90s. So that aspect of it was easy. As far as what Chicago State means to me and means to the brand, you know, I believe Chicago is one of our last true black cities. You know, that's why it's under attack right now. You know what I'm saying? And I know they'll play games who is under attack by, but if you do the knowledge, you know who is really under attack by.
So
it's important for me to put this image in front of the shorties out here so that they can see that there's some other options. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm saving nobody, but I think there's enough negative billboards around them. Let's put some positive billboards around them. And, you know, and that's why, you know, immediately between like my cats here, leaders, and my man Four and my man Tone Capone, as soon as I, you know, dropped these joints, you know, they was all over it, you know. And I know, you know, there might be a little political, you know, West Side, South Side, where the school is and all the rest of that stuff. But my thing is this: if you wear Blackhawks jersey, if you wear White Sox hat, if you wear Cubs hats, if you wear a Bulls jersey, I don't care where you live in Chicago, there's no reason you can't rock Chicago State, because it is a historical black college and university, and it's in your midst. And I mean, that's what the brand is all about.
And you mentioned about, you know, the educational aspect of these clothes, and I think going back in the day when the clothes first emerged, we got to see and hear about a lot of schools that we didn't normally, especially in an area like Chicago where you're not that close, except for Chicago State, you're not close to as many black colleges as you would be in the South or in the Southeast and stuff.
Right.
But we, you know, you get to see a lot of these brands like at the Compton, was it Compton
Community College?
Like schools like you might have never heard of before.
Right.
And like, could you just like speak on that aspect, the educational aspect of endorsing and, you know, bringing out the names of these colleges?
I got it. So it's like it's a weird dynamic, right? The cat that lives next to the college is probably more tied to the college, right? So, like, if a cat lived in Columbia, you know, he ain't going to South Carolina State. He might go to FAMU or the Bethune-Cookman. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you've been inundated with that school, you know? So when you come to a city like Chicago got mad people everywhere. Southern, Grambling. I met some of my longtime friends at Howard, Morgan State, you know, FAMU, Texas Southern. I mean, there's Chicago people everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's definitely important to let people know how long the list is of 106 historical black colleges and universities. It's important for you to find a school that specializes in where you what you would like to do education-wise, what you want your degree in. For instance, Howard University, profound dentistry program, probably 30% blacks in it, right? But a young cat in Chicago might not know that, but he might see Howard, he might do the knowledge, might have thought about dentistry, and there it is, a game changer. So from an education perspective, I think it's very important, what we're trying to do. We're definitely going to give all the universities some shine and make sure everybody gets their light. And hopefully, we get our babies, at undergrad at all these historical black colleges and universities.
You say you're a Howard grad?
Yeah, I'm a Howard guy.
Definitely. The real HUs.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna. Well, you know what? The crazy thing is the business I'm in.
Well, you can't really.
No, I can do whatever. I'm my own man. You know what I'm saying? But it gets a little overwhelming because it's so funny. Like a lot of people think I'm not doing their school because I went to Howard. And it's like that's just ridiculous because the line is called African American College Alliance, not Howard owned, and maybe we'll make yours. You know what I'm saying? So
it's about the whole movement.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's about education. It's about our babies learning that when they go to historical black college, that network they build is hard to find anywhere else in the world. Just think about it. You go to one of these smaller schools or even a huge school, there's 2,000 brilliant minds on your campus that you're interacting with every day. What kid that's gifted and talented in this community that might be dumbing himself down because being smart ain't cool, what happens to him when he finds 2,000 people that are just brilliant, just as brilliant as him, that's just as fly as him, that's just as cool as him, and comes from cities all over the world? What does that do to him? Right. That makes him understand, all that stuff his mother and his father told him, and that's important. Like that's what we're trying to do with this.
Yeah. It's great to hear, like I say, coming out your mouth, and to know that the legacy of this great brand is being continued in such a positive way of such a, like I said, a knowing way that you're really putting thought into this and keeping it going and resurrecting something, for the kids going forward, kids who haven't been in college yet,
right?
Who, a lot of people look back to the 90s anyway for fashion.
Right.
You might as well look at something like this that's positive, that has it has really something behind it instead of just wearing whatever for whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's all about the young fly cats. It's 150% about them with this brand. That's what I designed for. That's what my cuts and my shapes is for. That's what the flavor of my logos are for, and the graphics on it. And that's important. That's what we're gonna keep. This brand belongs to the youth, 150%. This is not some brand that just comes in and it's old and it's just gonna take advantage of you because there's an opportunity in throwback in the early 90s. Nah, this is 150%. This is the brand that a shorty's mom ain't gonna mind picking up for him, or her dad ain't gonna mind picking up for her to wear and be fly.
Okay. Okay. So once again, African American College Alliance.
We in here.
Here till 7 p.m. today.
Here to 7 p.m. today. Also our website, if you don't mind me shouting it out. It's AACA Clothing.com. AACA Clothing.com. And we've got an array of from our snapbacks to our sweat hoodies to our joggers, and we're putting new stuff up on the site every day.
Right. And anything else that you want people to know about the future of AACA going forward, or even just this weekend in Chicago, as you're spending and stuff?
Listen, we're gonna be a brand for the people. We're gonna be young and fly. We're gonna be as vibrant as possible, and we want to be inspirational. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to do business with stores that have the same blueprint as Alitas, where I'm walking in and we're doing business with our brothers and our sisters, and we're building a strong brand. So, I could get into all these different categories I'm doing and different designs and stuff, but that you know, kind of dilutes the message. The message is, I'm building a brand for us, and if you see it at any store, or if you see it online at any online store, you know that there's an African American principle tied to that business that's selling my product.
No doubt, no doubt. Chris Latimer,
Appreciate
thank you, brother.
Baby. Thanks for coming down, man. Shy, we love you, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been supporting this brand since day one, and even when I relaunched it on, I remember like it was yesterday, when I relaunched the brand online on Shopify at like November 30th at like 12:45 in the morning, you know, I had about 2 purchases from Chicago before 9 o'clock that morning. So, you know, we always with the Shy. We got love for the Shy, and you know, it's your brand, it ain't mine.
You know what it is. Leaders tells you Chicago loves you. If we don't love you, we hate you. But we love you, and we love AACA. And show love to AACA Online. Show love to the D and Davis Show. And we are RegalRadio.com. And yeah, stay up with us, man. More coming for you.
Thanks for having me.